Hi! It's been a little while since I've done one of these avatar updates. I've been actually really busy working on my avatar, but not on this one. I decided to redo it from scratch because my first avatar was also my first Blender model. I was learning Blender as I went, and now I actually kind of know it. So, I figured I'd do a better job from the ground up instead of trying to polish a turd. So, yeah, so this one has a lot of stuff that the old one didn't. So obviously facial gestures are a big thing. So I can, I'm still trying to get the hang of actually puppeteering my face, but it's working pretty nicely. Let's see, the Fizzbones setup is a bit better than before. Boop, boop. And that's also because now VRChat has proper squish bones built in. The old one I was using a hack where I was doing a hinge on the nose, so it was a hinge starting down here and then it just pivoted in and out, which worked fine. But now that VRChat actually has squish bones as a native thing, might as well use it, So yeah, some other stuff that this avatar can do is also this facial expression is purposefully for doing a DreamWorks face basically, but I might get rid of it and change it to something else. Yeah. Let's see. I can blep. Where's my blep? There's my blep. Blep, blep, blep. Blep, blep. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really digging at least the way I've got the grab gesture mapped to that. Yeah, let's see. I haven't set up materials yet because I'm working on a bunch of other avatar features, but let's see. I'm in the avatar testing chamber, so I can show you a third-person view of the avatar. Oop, no, I can't. It doesn't show up in the camera. Neat. Okay then. Let's anchor world. Okay, so I can show you some other stuff that this avatar can do now. So, I have the ability to customize a whole bunch of stuff. So I can give my tail tuft the, I can make it big or small, or just keep it at this good size. A sec. There we go. I can affect the size of the boobs, and the butt. It's kind of subtle, and I don't really like those blend shapes, so I need to work on that some more. I can make the muzzle round and porcupiney. So, lots of customization there. Keep that there. Let's see, I could make the tail. Can change the thickness of the tail. Keep that there. I can change, I can change how thick I am. So skinny, thick. Pretty straightforward stuff, really. I can also affect my collar, so I can have the collar. I can take it off, or I can only have the collar with no tag. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. And let's see, I haven't added materials yet, but that's actually pretty straightforward to do, and I know how to do that, so I'm putting that one off, because that also makes it a pain to do the Quest version. And this is Quest compatible, unlike the old one. I've got a, this version will become poor on Quest, and then there's a really janky fallback for fallback, which is also nice for people. Let's see, I use Go Go Loco for the poses now. That was really easy to set up using VRC Fury. I highly recommend that approach. It is so much easier to set up than the thing I was using before. Let's see. What else? What else? Go back to standing up. Hello. I am standing up. Okay. Let's see. I guess like the facial gestures is like, we've got this set up so that like, mostly for karaoke purposes, I was like, ah, ah. Yeah. So that'll be fun. Yeah, I need to change the gesture that, or I need to change what this maps to. So whatever. Oh yeah, also the way I rigged the mittens works really well with finger tracking, because since my last video I upgraded to a Pi Max with index controllers, so finger tracking is really important, and I'm really happy with how this worked out. And I've got a little thing. Boink. And that was fun to add. I just added that last night. Yeah. Yeah, let's see, how do I do the smile? There we go. Yeah, that's how I add my smile gesture. Yeah. I am pretty happy with it. Some of the visemes need a little work. They don't really animate quite as well as on the old one. So, all toasters, toast, toast. La la la, la la la. I also haven't drawn in the uvula yet. I don't think I'll bother with that this time, because no one ever noticed except whatever. Let's see. Oh yeah, also the way I textured this one, I had a much better workflow. So, what I've given up on Photoshop because they keep on removing a bunch of features I use. So what I did was I used Blender's texture paint mode to make masks. Just like rough masks. Then I imported those masks into Krita and just used them as alpha masks there, and so that works really well. I also built a little workflow to avoid texture seams, because like what happened on the old avatar a lot was like, when getting really far away, you would start to see like, oops, I don't want to go through that portal. Getting a lot of little like sparklies around like seam edges on the mesh, and that doesn't happen on this one because I made a little custom like texture baking pipeline where so I used Blender's texture masks or texture paint again to make an in-painting mask, and I'll probably write this up on my blog at some point. So I've got a mask where there is stuff to texture, and then outside of where there's actual like mapped UV stuff, it's just white. And so then I use that as a mask into OpenCV's in-painting mechanism. And so that will spread out the actual texture in a way that makes seams pretty much invisible, except in extreme circumstances where people aren't going to notice it anyway. So yeah, it's kind of slow, but it's fine. Like it makes for some pretty nice texture quality, and it makes it a lot easier to well, I mean, like it doesn't make things easier, but it reduces visual artifacts, especially when far away or when like running at lower video quality. And it's easy to set up, and I really should document it on my blog because I am really annoyed at how much stuff about VRChat is just like, it was hard for me to figure it out, so other people it needs to be hard for other people too. And like, Substance Painter sucks. I don't like it. Another reason to use Krita over Photoshop is Photoshop removed the normal map generator, and Krita has a normal map generator. It isn't as good as Photoshop's, but it exists, and it works, and it generates good results. I don't really have a lot of normal mapping here, except like on my teeth. But you know, I use it a bit like also on the tag, so it's like the that's normal mapped. I don't have any like detail normals on my body or anything. I don't really need them. Let's see. Where else do I have normal maps? I think that's it. I think the eyes, I have like a slight bit of normal mapping for the cornea, I think. I forget. But anyway, yeah, so Krita is a lot easier to work with than Photoshop for texturing, and I really hate Substance Painter for a bunch of reasons. Anyway, with all the stuff I've set up, it should be pretty easy for me to knock out a whole bunch of materials. And that is it. Thanks for listening to my ramble, and I know it's been a while, and whatever. Anyway, see you later.